I actually spoke about the monster trio and the power-ups that they will be getting based on narrative hints left by Oda throughout the story. Now I'm gonna be doing the same and finishing off the rest of the Straw Hats in one video. So if you missed that video, make sure to check it out right after this. I will have it linked in the description as well as the annotation above. Subscribe and hit that like button. So Cat Burglar Nami. Nami is the navigator of the Straw Hat Pirates, the future pirate king. Nami's always been good with agility. That's how she started off really. She didn't really have a weapon at the time. Then overall she gradually improved using the climb attack that Usopp made. And over time it was improved through different technologies that they found, like in the Skypiea arc, as well as Franky working on it. Once the time skip hit, she made her own improvements on it and has undergone proper weather education. And now at the point that we're at in the story, Nami has the power of an emperor, Zeus, inside of her climb attack. Nami's always been very skilled at navigation, so the obvious power-up that I would give would be observation haki, so that she could be one with nature. And she's always been good with pickpocketing, which requires a lot of proper observation, so it's only natural that her body is ready to awaken that power. So in conclusion, Nami's power-up should be observation haki. Now moving on over, God Usopp, the marksman of the Straw Hat Pirates. Usopp was initially awkward in the crew without a designated position. He was really more like kind of the sniper, but really just like a slingshot guy. He did paint the flag of the Straw Hat Pirates. Then he would also act as the shipwright. That was way back in the East Blue days and the early Grand Line before Franky came along. So he was kind of the jack of all trades. So he started with the slingshot and only to go to the kabuto, and now he uses his pop greens. Now for a new power-up, I would give him advanced observation haki because he already has observation haki from Dressrosa. So I would give him maybe future sight to help him predict where his opponents are gonna be before he snipes them. In addition, and this one is a throwback from Alabasta, I would bring back the Usopp hammer to cover his close quarters weaknesses. Maybe he could get Mjolnir if it exists on Elbaf, as it has the whole Norse theme going on. By the way, this is not my idea. I remember reading it somewhere. I don't remember where exactly. Now the most significant power-up that I would give Usopp that nobody would agree with is Conqueror's Haki. Now why Conqueror's Haki, you may ask? Now Conqueror's Haki is said to be wielded by individuals who have the qualities of a supreme leader. People are supposed to be drawn to those individuals, just like Mihawk said when he was describing Luffy in Marineford. This is reminiscent to Usopp, as so many people are drawn to him, like the giants in Enies Lobby, the Tontada in Dressrosa, so on and so forth. In addition, the intimidation factor of Conqueror's Haki would be reminiscent to his lies and how people would believe his lies and just pass out or run away. Also, he's one of the most strong-willed characters in the whole series. Like, he may stand down initially for comic relief, but he always gets back up at the end of the day. And finally, if useless Captain Mid can have Conqueror's Haki, then why not God Usopp? Now Nico Robin, one of my favorite characters. It's gonna be a short one with her. So Nico Robin is the archaeologist of the Straw Hat Pirates, and she is tricky to assess because most of her progression has been off screen. Robin has only had two significant fights that help us gauge the extent of her powers. One against Yama back in Skypiea, and the other against Black Maria during the raid on Onigashima. Now the power-up that she should be getting really depends on whatever Demonio is. It's a form that sort of looks like an awakening of her devil fruit, yet also seems to be reminiscent of armament haki at the same time. In addition, Sabo also offered to teach her Dragon Claw, so she might know armament haki. So it's hard to determine, does she have armament haki or is that an awakening? Now at the end of the series, it's only natural for her that she should be getting both. So whatever Demonio ends up being, whether it's an awakening or armament haki, Robin should be getting the other, that way she has both to complete the set. If Demonio is an awakening, then give her armament haki. If Demonio is armament haki, then give her an awakening. Simple. Now Tony Chopper, the doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates, he makes use of his human devil fruit to fight in all sorts of ways. His most significant form, Monster Point, is likely his awakening but artificially achieved. This is suggested by the loss of control similar to the Impel Down guards. Thanks to Caesar, Chopper can now stay in the form for significantly longer but ends up turning into an old man baby. And on top of that, he still has to take the Rumble Ball to transform. So the natural progression of this character would be to let him awaken his devil fruit without the Rumble Ball. Maybe he gets a new design of sorts, maybe he gets new abilities. There's all sorts of things you could do with it. Keep it simple, really. Chopper doesn't really need haki or anything like that. Now Cyborg Franky, the shipwright of the Straw Hat Pirates, upgrades his body in order to fight with it, constantly making improvements. So his next power-up should be coming up soon now that we're on Egghead Island and that Vegapunk is within the vicinity. There's several power-ups that Franky can receive. Number 1, Vegapunk can upgrade his body, the cyborg, Cyborg, the Thousand Sunny, or all three even. Number 2, green blood instead of cola as a power source for Franky. Now I have to disclose this immediately. This is not my idea, and it's just been this idea that's been floating around the community. So I have to give credit to the community. I'm sorry, I don't know who came up with it exactly, but whoever that is, props to you. Last but not least for Franky, give him armament haki. Now initially I didn't care for Franky receiving armament haki. I didn't think he needed it. But then I thought about it. If Judge and Queen can have armament haki, then why not Franky, the shipwright of the future Pirate King? Moving over to Soul King Brook, the musician of the Straw Hats. He has the Revive fruit, which allows him to manipulate his own soul as well as the souls around him. He is also able to summon the chills of hell into his swords and use ice-based attacks. Now for new powers, I would allow Brook to summon new elements like fire. In addition, I would buff him with armament haki to improve his swordsmanship. Most importantly, however, I believe that Brook should have full body armament for enhanced skeletal durability. That way his bones don't break as easily and he's not disabled in the middle of a fight. Last but not least, Knight of the Sea, Jinbe, the helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates and the newest member of the crew. Because of this fact, he's narratively hard to predict, but he's already up there if you think about it when it comes to power. Now Jinbe is the strongest fishman in the world and makes use of fishman karate as his way of fighting. He has armament and observation haki. On top of that, it is arguable that Jinbe has Conqueror's haki because in the anime and the manga, you see black lightning on his attacks as he's fighting who's who. However, if indeed Jinbe does not possess Conqueror's haki, then I would give it to him because he draws a following among the fishmen. He even led the Sun Pirates in the past. I would also give Jinbe some sort of advanced observation in order to complement his helmsmanship skills. Finally, I could see Jinbe developing a new fighting style in order to cover any weaknesses that Fishman Karate is not able to cover. Anyways, if you haven't seen part 1 already covering Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, what are you doing? I linked it in the description below. Besides that, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and have a good one.